Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel, and today we are diving deep inside one of the most iconic weapons ever created, a gun that changed close quarters combat forever and became a symbol recognized across the world. We are talking about Israel's Uzi, often described as the smart gun everyone wanted, not because it had electronics or digital systems, but because of how intelligently it was designed for its time. To understand why the Uzi became so famous, we need to go back to the early days of Israel as a nation. After 1948, Israel faced constant security threats and needed reliable weapons that could perform in harsh conditions. Imported weapons were expensive, inconsistent, and not always suited for desert warfare. This created the perfect environment for a homegrown solution that focused on simplicity, reliability, and effectiveness. The man behind the Uzi was Uzi, a young but brilliant firearms designer. His goal was not to create something flashy, but something practical. He wanted a weapon that soldiers could trust with their lives, one that could be produced cheaply, maintained easily, and used effectively even by minimally trained troops. That mindset is what made the Uzi feel smart, long before smart weapons became a buzzword. One of the most revolutionary aspects of the Uzi was its compact design. At a time when many submachine guns were bulky and awkward, the Uzi was short, balanced, and easy to handle. This made it ideal for urban combat, vehicle crews, and special operations. The compact size did not come at the cost of power, which is one of the reasons it stood out immediately. The secret behind this compactness was the telescoping bolt design. Instead of the bolt sitting fully behind the barrel, it wrapped around it. This allowed the gun to be shorter without sacrificing barrel length. It was an elegant engineering solution that showed just how forward-thinking the design really was. Another smart feature was the placement of the magazine in the pistol grip. This might seem normal today, but at the time it was not common. The idea was simple but brilliant. Under stress, a soldier naturally moves their hand toward the hand holding the weapon. This made reloads faster and more intuitive, especially in combat situations where every second matters. The Uzi was also designed with safety in mind, which further reinforced its reputation as a smart weapon. It had three independent safety mechanisms. One was the grip safety, which prevented the gun from firing unless it was held properly. Another was a manual safety selector, and the third was a ratcheting top cover that reduced the chance of accidental discharge if the weapon was dropped. These safety features made the Uzi suitable not only for soldiers, but also for police and security forces. In environments like airports, embassies, and crowded urban areas, accidental discharge could be disastrous. The Uzi's safety systems gave users extra confidence, which helped it spread globally beyond military use. Reliability was another area where the Uzi truly shined. It was designed to function in sand, dust, mud, and extreme heat. Israeli soldiers tested it in desert conditions, and it kept working where other weapons failed. This reliability made it especially attractive to countries with harsh climates and limited maintenance infrastructure. Ease of maintenance was also a major factor. The Uzi could be stripped quickly without specialized tools. Soldiers could clean it in minutes, even in the field. Fewer parts meant fewer things that could break, and this simplicity translated into long-term durability and lower costs. From a tactical perspective, the Uzi was incredibly versatile. It fired the widely available 919 mm parabellum round, which made logistics easier. It could be used in semi-automatic or fully automatic modes, giving users flexibility depending on the mission. In close quarters combat, its controllable rate of fire made it deadly yet manageable. The weapon's balance also played a big role in its popularity. With the magazine in the grip and the bolt design distributing weight evenly, the Uzi felt stable in the hands. This reduced recoil and improved accuracy during short bursts, which is exactly how a submachine gun is meant to be used. As word spread about the Uzi's performance, international interest exploded. Countries around the world began adopting it for military and police forces. It wasn't just allies of Israel either. The Uzi crossed political and ideological boundaries, proving that good design speaks louder than politics. Special forces units were particularly drawn to the Uzi. Its compact size made it perfect for close-range operations, hostage rescue, and counter-terrorism missions. It could be concealed under clothing or carried easily in vehicles, making it ideal for elite units operating in tight spaces. One of the moments that cemented the Uzi's legendary status was its use by Israeli special units during high-profile operations. Images of commandos carrying Uzis became iconic and sent a clear message about Israel's growing military sophistication. The Uzi was no longer just a gun, it was a symbol of capability and readiness. The weapon also found a place in pop culture, which further boosted its fame. Movies, television shows, and video games frequently featured the Uzi, often in the hands of elite operatives or powerful characters. This exposure made it instantly recognizable, even to people who knew little about firearms. However, it's important to understand that the Uzi's popularity was not just about image. Many weapons look good on screen, but fail in real-world conditions. The Uzi earned its reputation through performance, not marketing. Soldiers and officers trusted it because it delivered when it mattered most. Over time, the Uzi evolved. Variants like the Mini Uzi and Micro Uzi were developed to meet changing tactical needs. These versions were even more compact, designed for close protection details and covert operations. While smaller, they retained the core design principles that made the original Uzi successful. The fact that the Uzi could be adapted so easily speaks volumes about the strength of its original design. A truly smart weapon is one that can evolve without losing its identity. The Uzi managed to do exactly that, staying relevant for decades in a rapidly changing world of firearms technology. Despite its success, the Uzi was not without limitations. As body armor became more common and combat distances increased, the role of submachine guns began to shrink. Assault rifles and compact carbines started to replace weapons like the Uzi in many military units. Even so, the Uzi did not simply disappear. It continued to serve in roles where its strengths mattered most, such as close quarters protection and internal security. Many police forces around the world kept it in service long after newer weapons appeared. What truly sets the Uzi apart is how it represents a philosophy of design. It was not about being the most advanced on paper. It was about understanding real-world needs and solving them in the simplest, most effective way possible. That is why people often refer to it as a smart gun, even decades after its introduction. The Uzi also influenced future weapon designs. Features like magazining, grip layouts, and compact bolt systems inspired other firearms manufacturers. In this way, the Uzi's legacy extends far beyond its own production run. Another interesting aspect is how the Uzi balanced mass production with quality. It was designed to be manufactured efficiently, which allowed Israel to arm its forces quickly. At the same time, it maintained a level of durability that many cheaply produced weapons lack. From a training perspective, the Uzi was forgiving. New recruits could learn to use it quickly, which was critical for a country that relied heavily on reserve forces. This ease of training saved time and resources while still providing effective firepower. The psychological impact of the Uzi should not be underestimated either. Its distinctive shape and sound became associated with Israeli security forces. In many situations, simply seeing an Uzi was enough to deter threats, adding an extra layer of non-lethal effectiveness. As technology advanced, the definition of a smart gun began to change, often referring to biometric locks or digital controls. Yet many experts argue that true intelligence in weapon design lies in reliability, ergonomics, and adaptability. By that definition, the Uzi remains one of the smartest guns ever made. Today, the Uzi is often viewed with a sense of nostalgia, but it is also studied as a case example in military design. Engineers and historians alike analyze what made it so successful, and the answers are surprisingly timeless.